Hello everyone and welcome to our online Marine Plan Implementation Training Session for Decision Makers. My name is Abby Haynes. I am a coastal planner for the Southwest and I'm based in Bristol. I'm joined today by my colleague Claire McCarty, who is also a coastal planner but for the Northeast, based in North Shields. Today we'll be taking you through the following points. What a marine plan is, why they are being introduced, a brief policy walkthrough, the implications of Section 58 of the Marine and Coastal Access Act for decision makers, the MMO's approach to marine plan implementation, our new Explore Marine Plan service, and our next steps going forward. The Marine Management Organisation, or the MMO, is a non-departmental public body established in 2010 through the Marine and Coastal Access Act. It's sponsored by the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. We license, regulate and plan marine activities in the seas around England so that they're carried out in a sustainable way. Our responsibilities include managing England's fishing fleet and quotas, creating and enforcing marine conservation bylaws, responding to marine emergencies, and of course, managing marine plans as well as our marine licenses. The Secretary of State for the Environment is the Marine Planning Authority for English waters, with many of the functions delegated to the MMO. The Marine and Fisheries Department for the Welsh Government are the authorities for Welsh waters, Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs for Irish waters, and Marine Scotland for Scottish waters. All of these authorities are responsible for producing their own marine plans, therefore the MMO work closely with all of these authorities to make sure that the UK waters are being managed in a cohesive system. Marine planning makes sure that the right activities happen in the right place, at the right time and in the right way, thereby placing sustainable development at the centre of all decisions. This means that we can better manage the increasing demands on space and resources in the marine area and provide greater clarity on what activities should and shouldn't take place. We can enable sustainable economic growth whilst also protecting the environment by providing a stronger understanding of local marine resources and activities and provide local direction on how our marine area can be developed, all the while providing us better access to data. The MMO is required to develop marine plans for all 11 marine plan areas. This is the East, South, Southwest, Southeast, Northwest and Northeast. We are developing marine plan documents with each covering the inshore marine area, extending from mean high water springs or the tidal limit out to 12 nautical miles, and the offshore marine plan area, which extends from the 12 nautical miles all the way out to 200 nautical miles or the territorial limit, except for the southeast, which only has an inshore marine area. We currently have 2 marine plans adopted. The East Marine Plan was adopted in 2014 and the South Marine Plan in 2018, and we run annual monitoring surveys for these areas. The Northeast, Northwest, Southeast and Southwest Marine Plans have been developed concurrently. The draft marine plans are published online and open for consultation until the 20th of April, and we aim for the final marine plans to be adopted by 2021. We will publish a modifications report following the plan adoption, highlighting the major changes made following the consultation. This slide is to show the flow of legislation relating to marine planning in the UK. The European Maritime Spatial Planning Directive and the 25-year Environment Plan set the deadline for marine plans to be in place in the UK by 2021. The 2009 Marine and Coastal Access Act provides domestic legislative basis for the marine planning system. The Marine Policy Statement was adopted by the UK administrations in March 2011 and provides the policy framework for the preparation of all of UK marine plans. It contains a range of policy objectives and considerations. The marine plans translate the Marine Policy Statement into detailed policy and spatial guidance and will inform decision-making relating to a plan area, which a Marine Policy Statement has been doing in the absence of the plan. The marine plans form part of a clear hierarchy from the Marine and Coastal Access Act through the UK Marine Policy Statement down into the marine plan and impacts the final decision. Each layer adds detail to that above. A few of you may already be aware of our marine planning cycle as shown here. One of the key things to note is that the entire marine planning process places stakeholder views, evidence and data at the heart of each stage. We ran steps 2 to 5 in a series of 3 iterations, consulting on products every spring via 9 workshops across the country. Iteration 1 looked at issues and common policies. Iteration 2 looked at options to address those issues. Iteration 3 looked at the draft policies and their supporting text. We are currently at stage 6 of the planning wheel, the public consultation stage, and as such, the draft plans are now material consideration and decisions. Similar to this presentation, at stage 10, the MMO will be providing training to decision makers and key stakeholder groups in order to assist with the successful implementation of the marine plans. Monitoring is a central part of the continuous improvement in marine planning, ensuring that marine plans remain up to date. The MMO reports to Parliament every 3 years on each individual plan from the date of its adoption, and DEFRA is responsible for a report every 6 years on all of the adopted marine plans. The MMO also carries out yearly monitoring surveys with stakeholders to measure how the plans are being used to inform decisions. The plans all have a 20-year horizon, meaning that in 20 years the entire marine planning process will begin again. This is a timeline you may have seen before. As I said earlier, we are currently running our public consultation on our Northeast, Northwest, Southeast and Southwest marine plans until the 20th of April with the aim of adoption by 2021. I will now pass over to my colleague Claire, who will take you through the policy walkthrough and implementation of marine plans.
Thank you, Abby. The next part of this webinar is a marine plan policy walkthrough. On the next few slides, you will see a selection of example policies from the draft marine plans. These policies are still draft until final marine plan adoption. Marine plan policies are the means by which the marine plan objectives are achieved and how the overall outcomes of the marine plan are arrived at. Policies apply to new activities. The plans do not apply retrospectively. Marine plan policies need to be applied as a whole rather than just individual policies. This allows social, economic and environmental factors to be considered in the decision-making process. It moves decision-making away from sector-specific and into plan-led management. There are a mix of marine policies that vary depending on where, when and how an activity takes place, and vary in strength from guiding to definitive. That's dependent on the evidence base, stakeholder appetite, government policy and other factors. We recommend applicants and decision makers follow the policy order prioritization walkthrough process included within the marine plan. This is a 6-step process which allows policies to be assessed within the relevant context. The marine plan identifies which policies fall within which category. I'm going to run through a quick example of some of the policies and how a decision maker would apply them when going through the decision-making process. The first step is to assess policies which apply or are relevant across the whole of the inshore and offshore plan areas. This policy example applies to environmental net gain and is an example of a policy which applies to all marine license applications. The second step is to look at those policies which show a clear preference for certain activities in defined locations. These policies are spatial and provide support for relevant activities and precludes other activities or requires them to be compatible. The policy example here shows a preference for aggregate extraction in identified areas. Other proposals must show their compatibility with that purpose in order to proceed. The third step is to look at those policies which support existing use of the marine area. These policies do not preclude other activities, but they do require other proposals to work through a number of steps to reduce impacts on existing activities to ensure coexistence and the management of any potential conflicts. This policy example requires that new proposals will manage the effects on existing priority habitats within the marine area. The fourth step is to look at those policies which safeguard areas for future preferred development. These policies support a particular sector or require an applicant to work through a number of steps to prevent negative impacts on future preferred activity. This policy example aims to safeguard potential areas of aquaculture production from sterilisation from inappropriate development. The fifth step is to look at those policies which directly support certain sectors, support diversification, skills and enhancement, or employment across all activities. The example policy here links marine and land-based activities, and this is an example where land-based and marine-based planning can cooperate to deliver proposals which benefit society and the economy. The sixth and final step is to look at those policies which support preferred methods or best practice in delivering a particular proposal. The example shown here is the preferred method for the installation of undersea cabling. Marine plan policies are applied bearing in mind any relevant considerations. This is where the differences and uniqueness of each plan area can be accommodated in line with the individual vision for each area. Implementation of marine plans simply means using the marine plan as a management tool to make decisions relating to the marine environment, as part of a plan-led process using the appropriate marine plan documents. It is a statutory requirement for decision makers to act in accordance with marine plans in all authorisation and enforcement decisions, and to have regard to marine plans in the exercise of any function capable of affecting the whole or any part of the UK marine area. Marine plans provide a strategic approach to decision-making, reduces the burden on applicants, provides clarity by enabling proposals to move more quickly from concept to consent, and applies and clarifies national planning policy. All of this is underpinned by the best available evidence. Successful implementation of marine plans will help to draw together the social, economic and environmental benefits across land and sea, shape the prosperity of the region for now and into the future, strike a balance between local and national aspirations, reduce the risk of legal challenge, save time and money, enable a consistent approach to decisions, understand how effective the plans and policies are once monitoring and review takes place. The principal means through which the marine plans are implemented will be through the decisions made by public authorities. This includes a Minister of the Crown, a public office holder, or a public body. Section 58(1) of the Marine and Coastal Access Act requires that all public authorities taking authorisation or enforcement decisions must do so in accordance with appropriate marine policy documents, unless relevant considerations indicate otherwise. Public authorities making other decisions which are not authorisation or enforcement but can still affect the marine area must have regard to the National Policy Statement and marine plans. This includes nationally significant infrastructure projects and terrestrial local plan development. A plan-led management system allows for discretion in certain circumstances. Therefore, there is an allowance to consider decisions which go against marine plans. Section 58(2) allows this as long as the decision maker states its reasons. Decisions under Section 58(1) are authorisation or enforcement decisions. These include MMO marine licence application decisions, Environment Agency permitting of flood and coastal defence works, Local Planning Authority determination of planning applications, Local Inshore Fisheries and Conservation Authorities fisheries bylaws. Nationally significant infrastructure projects, such as major port developments or wind farms, where the decision is made at Secretary of State level, are considered under Section 58(3) of the Marine and Coastal Access Act rather than Section 58(1). This is due to the fact that the relevant national policy statement carries greater weight than the marine plans. However, they still have to have regard to the marine plans under Section 58(3), and the MMO are a statutory consultee for the development consent orders under which there will be a deemed marine licence. so forth. What we expect from applicants in regard to the marine plan is for them to consider the marine plan policies at the pre-application stage. We ask they consider the plan as a whole and incorporate any marine plan policy assessments into existing assessments to save the duplication of work. Policies are the tools which deliver sustainable change in the marine environment. In simple terms, plan policies are the questions against which proposals are tested in order to assess how a proposal meets the vision, objectives and policies of the marine plan. Some policies apply across the whole of the plan areas, others apply just to the inshore or offshore plan area, and some apply only to defined spatial areas. The Explore Marine Plans application assists in identifying relevant or scoped-in plan policies. We'll go into more detail about Explore Marine Plans shortly. The MMO must consider how marine plans are delivering change in the marine environment through monitoring of marine plan implementation. This is a legal requirement under Section 61 of the Marine and Coastal Access Act, which introduces the requirement for the MMO to report on monitoring the implementation of marine plans. Every 3 years from the date of adoption of each marine plan, we produce a report which is published and laid before Parliament. Every 6 years, DEFRA must produce a report on all UK adopted marine plans. Reports to Parliament include the effect of policies, the effectiveness of policies in meeting plan objectives, and the progress made towards meeting the Marine Policy Statement high-level marine objectives. We monitor the effectiveness of marine plan policies by using data from indicators. Using logic models, we monitor context, process and outcome using a variety of data from various sources. We also conduct annual monitoring surveys to checkpoint the progress and use of marine plans. I'll now hand back over to Abby, who will give some more information about Explore Marine Plans and how to respond to our current draft plan consultations.
Thank you, Claire. After nearly 2 years of user testing and development, our Explore the Marine Plans digital service is now live. Explore Marine Plans replaces the previous marine information system, delivering improved functionality for the user, including spatially integrated marine plan policies, relevant data layers, and marine licensing information. It's very user-friendly. You can zoom into the map, click on various data layers, display marine license information, and even draw a polygon for the area that you are interested in to return relevant marine plan policies. Please open it in Chrome, as Explore Marine Plans does not have full functionality on Internet Explorer and have an Explorer of our marine plans. We welcome any feedback you may have on the new system, which you can provide via Explore Marine Plans itself or through your local coastal marine planners. Going forward, start considering the draft marine plans in decision making. If you'd like, you can also subscribe to our newsletter by emailing planning@marinemanagement.org.uk. And you are now able to start using the new Explore Marine Plans online tool to access marine data, marine licensing information, and the evidence that underpins marine plans. We have local coastal planners in each marine plan area, and the details for these planners are provided here. Our planning inbox address is also provided here for more general marine plan inquiries at planning@marinemanagement.org.uk. Here is the address for our website and our Twitter handle. Please feel free to reach out if you need. Thank you to everyone listening. On behalf of Claire and myself, I hope you have a good day.